Hi, my name is Wilson, and welcome to the Battlefield FX. In this first episode, I've decided that I'm going to discuss on certain topics which I think they're important to those who are actually studying within this Forex industry. The topic that I want to start discussing about is psychology, because psychology is something which is often overlooked by so many people, even in the general society. There are societies whereby when you start talking with them or to them about psychological problems, they will tell you that no, there's no such thing as psychological problems. You know, there's no such thing, but they forget that there is actually such thing that is called psychology, because in most societies when they deal with psychology, they will be looking at things from their own perspective, using their own religion, using their own culture, whereby somebody might be having a certain psychological problem, but they will be blaming it as something else. So, even on Forex, you find this very same topic being overlooked because everybody comes here with a certain mindset. Mostly, you find that group that comes to Forex thinking that they are just going to get rich overnight. Yeah, of course. I don't blame them because uh, they are actually enticed by these social media gurus who are posting their profits and flaunting their wealth, their material wealth, and all those things. And then people come here thinking, oh, I want to have what they have. But then I want to tell you right now, just to set that record straight, that you never know. You don't know how those people accumulated their materials, and how sure are you that they are actually owning these cars that they're just flaunting over social media? Because if you go deeper, you might be shocked that these people are just hiring mansions and hiring all these things just to be able to draw you guys to them, or to draw us to them, because they know that we are so desperate. We all want to become rich. We all want to become part of the 1%. But now there are those who are actually using this Forex industry to enrich themselves. How do they do it? They do it through signals, they do it through selling you courses and all that. And they do it through selling courses and all that. But I want you to get me right. Huh? I'm not here to discourage you from buying any courses and all that, because, of course, in the battlefield as well, there will be a course. So it's not like I'm talking bad about them, but there are those who are still there within the Forex industry who are here to provide credible courses and strategies, basically. So if you find them, then good for you. But if you're not, then you are in trouble, because you are going to be scammed by different people trying to promise you gold, and there's no gold at all. I guarantee you, as I'm talking to you right now, there are some people who are just going all around buying courses. Yeah, the communication goes well when you start trying to get, through the course. They will tell you you need to pay this, and then everything is good. But as soon as you pay, and then the communication starts breaking down, they are no longer providing what they need to provide. So this is me deviating from what I need to discuss about psychology. So, but now, as a Forex trader, when you come to the market, you need to fix your mind. Your mind needs to be in the right place. As I say, that psychology is the most important thing that you need to deal with, or you need to visit first, because anybody can just place a position of either buy or sell, and it goes into profit, and they close and they do it again. Would you say that it's luck, or would you say that is how it's supposed to go? We shall see on the 3rd or 5th or 6th. We shall see how long will they last, because today you can make $1,000 and tomorrow you blow it, and then now what happens afterwards? So With psychology, when it comes to Forex, it's about you lasting in this game. Because you can have a week whereby you having a winning streak, and then the following week you have a losing streak. It is in that week whereby you are losing, whereby you will show who you are, basically. You will show who you are because it is through fire. It is through all these bad moments that we go through that shows your character, your true character. But then your true character will be revealed through those losing weeks. Because all those winning, it's all euphoria, right? Like you are making profit and you're euphoric and you're not thinking straight because sometimes you'll be like, oh, I'm winning, I'm a good trader. But those weeks whereby you are not winning, those are the weeks which are important. Those are the weeks where you need to pay more attention to yourself and ask yourself questions whereby, what is happening with me? What am I doing wrong? What is it that I'm doing wrong? Basically, you need to ask yourself such questions. You need to do with yourself because when with trading, you never know. If you read the book by Mark Douglas, Trading in the Zone, your personality gets to be exposed in the charts. What type of a person are you? Are you patient enough to wait for a trade? Or are you here based on the mentality that you are going to get rich overnight? If you are coming here with such mentality, then you are not going to make it in the space. You are always going to blow your accounts. And in oftentimes you find that people are only blowing their accounts because they are actually taking the wrong trades. They are taking trades which they are not supposed to be taking. Because all of us here, we are good traders out there. We are really good traders. And you can also see it on your demo. On demo, we are all good because there is no emotions involved, because you are not entitled or attached to that money that is in the account, and then you can just take your trades. But then sometimes on your demo, you don't just have to open a position just because you feel like. You need to open it based on a certain criteria, basically. So now you can have a good strategy, but if your psychology is not good, then nothing will work for you because you are definitely going to fall in the pits. There are going to be pitfalls where you are going to find yourself in them, but then at the end of the day, you need to get out of them. And how do you get out of them? It is through your psychological capability. You need to be capable psychologically. So you need to train your brain. Hence, you hear often within the industry that we say that when you lose, when you win, you don't need to react. You need to treat your wins and your loss the same way. Because sometimes you get euphoric when you get all your winning streaks. And then the next win, the next loss, it gets you offset. Because it only takes one loss to get you off the mood and to destroy everything. Only one trade. It depends on what lot size you have. If you are opening a bazooka lot size, then one trade goes against you, your whole account is just gone. Your whole account is just gone. It's not a joke. But now, if you are blowing accounts every day, you need to stop doing it and start asking yourself, what can I do differently? And I'm here to help you with that question. What can you do differently? Number one, you need to focus on your psychology. Number two, get a good system. Those two, they're very important. Psychology and a good system. Because with psychology, you train your brain. You train your brain to think differently when you are on the charts. And when it comes to good system, it's a system that will allow you to be able to amass profits in the market. Now, you need to get rid of the mentality that you will get rich overnight. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that that is not possible. It is possible, but it is possible if you know how to. If you know how to, then you can get rich overnight. Because in Forex, it doesn't matter how many pips you have, If only you have a good equity and you can open a good lot size on a good move, you don't need a train move. You just need 100 pips with a good lot size. Then you can get your money. It depends on you how much you want, basically. But then you also have the element of greediness, whereby you make 1,000 from $200. You make 1,000, and you think you want to make 1,000,000. Then you go again. Oh, sorry, and then the market punishes you. You do have that oftentimes happening to different traders. It's not happening to you alone. So blowing accounts, it's not even a bad thing. Blowing account, it's only bad if then you are going to blow the next one. So meaning that you did not learn from the previous mistakes. So you really need to go to the drawing board each time you blow an account and ask yourself, why am I doing this? How can I improve? Basically, you need to do that. So that is part of you working with your psychology. So fix your mind. And also, there's one question that you need to ask yourself. Why am I trading? Why am I trading? Am I doing this because I want a Ferrari? I mean, all of us, we want a Ferrari, but it's not that important. Then what? When you get a Ferrari, then what? You see, that is not actually a goal. That is not actually a real reason why one would actually want to do trading, to start trading. That is not actually a reason to do it. Let your goals be big. Let your goals be so big that they scare you. The goals that are backed up by the reason why you are actually trading. So figure that out. Why are you trading? I can tell you this. I'm trading because I want financial freedom. I want time freedom. By financial freedom, I'm talking about me not getting up at 7 in the morning to go for a 9 to 5 job. I want to have time whereby I have freedom, where I can just do whatever that I want to do, And money as well. Money. I want to go into anything that I want to do, because my dream is to have foundations whereby I help those who are in need, basically. That's one of the reasons why I think that when I can do Forex, I can then help the needy with that. So each time when I'm on the Forex market, I'm thinking about them. I'm thinking about all the needy people, building facilities, centers whereby people will get skills. That's what I want to do. But that's my own thing. You gotta have your own dream. You gotta have your own goal. And of course, material stuff, they follow after. I mean, if I get those things done, then of course, it wouldn't hurt for me to just buy my own mansion and just to buy my own Lamborghini. That time will come, but it won't just come overnight. It's a process. It's a process whereby one has to go through. Go ask all of the successful traders who are long-term. They will tell you that their journey in the beginning was not easy. And I can guarantee you as well, because I'm like 3 years, no, I'm actually 4 years in now. It's not easy. And I was there as well. I changed from one system to another, buying courses after another and getting scammed by stupid people out there. Buying courses, thinking that, this guy, once he shows me his strategy, then I'll be good. Yes, getting strategies on YouTube for free and all that, they worked. But then you don't know what are the parameters. You don't know the depth of the strategy that you are getting on YouTube. Of course, everything that is just there, there's always a catch. You need to pay. I mean, YouTube content is free, right? But then you wouldn't expect that one puts a working strategy for free on YouTube whereby people are just going to come and take the strategy, right? You only expect that. But in most cases, you do find free strategies on YouTube. But there are those that are just gold, whereby they just give you the basic stuff and then they want you to come into their community. So in the battlefield, the catch won't be that much. There won't be that much of a catch. If you want a mentorship one-on-one, then you are welcome to join. If you want counseling, I can counsel you. I can be a coach. I can give you lessons. I can talk to you. I can listen to your problems. I can have strategic calls with you. But of course, it's all time and consultation. It's all time. Like you buying my time, basically, because there's nothing for free. You must understand that. But when we talk about scamming, it's when now somebody sells you something, a service which is not even there. But here in the battlefield, I'm setting the record straight. We are not all about that. I'm not all about that at all. I'm all about people who are serious, who are taking this business of Forex serious and who want to know how, basically. I work with such people. I don't want to work with people who are thinking they're just going to get rich overnight, but I want to work with people who are willing to be taught, who are willing to be told about discipline. So we go on. You need a system because I mentioned two things, your psychology and your system. So now, system I'm talking about, because some people think about a system as, am I talking about a software or something? No, I'm not talking about a software. I'm talking about a strategy. A strategy that has criteria which needs to be followed. All strategies that are out there, I can guarantee you 80%, if not 90%, they're working. But what I've realized is that the problem is quite often you find people going around changing systems, changing strategies. It's all because they're not loyal to a particular strategy. They don't understand the parameters of the strategy and all the criteria that needs to be followed. They just want to cram it and just go on. They just don't want to put in the effort and the work. All strategies that are out there, they're working. They're just working if you want to invest in that. Like all those strategies, they're working. You can go and test 5 of them. You can go and buy into 5 courses, legitimate courses. You will see all these strategies, they're working. The only thing that depends is you. The only thing that matters in this is just you, the person who's listening to me right now. The person that I'm talking to right now, you probably saw this video also thinking you are getting a strategy or something, of course, because you're looking for something, but I can tell you right now, stop the nonsense. Just stop the nonsense and say it ends today with me going from one strategy to another. If you are going to be using a strategy that includes indicators in it and price action, go for it. Don't be ashamed of being an indicator trader. As long as you are following the parameters of the strategy, then you are okay. But now, if you are just going to use indicators to give you a signal for you to buy, then you are in for a trouble. You're just going to keep on blowing your account. Because we all know that indicators, they're lagging. They're lagging behind the actual price. If your strategy, it's the strategy that includes patterns and candlesticks, then go for it as well. If your strategy includes trend lines, support and resistance, go for it. It doesn't matter. Because all strategies work. But the only strategies that do not work, according to my own understanding, are those strategies that do not have criteria. Criteria such as when and how to enter the market and how to exit the market, and also risk management. But to recap, I've spoken about the psychological aspect of trading, whereby you really need to get your mind straight. Don't come here thinking you'll get rich quickly. You need to fix it. Ask yourself those questions, which I've already touched on already. And then you get to your technicals. Then your technicals should be actually the second thing that you actually focus on. The first thing that you need to focus on is your psychology. Psychology comes first. After psychology comes technicals. Right, first thing we have what we call the resistance, and then we have your support, whereby price is just going like this, basically. So, of course, you buy here, and then you also sell here. That's the basic rules. I mean, strategies, they work. These strategies, they work. And if we are in a market that is actually going up, then you are going to do this. You're going to buy here. That's the basic way of doing things. But now, the strategies that are based on these tools that are provided on all these platforms, they work together with all indicators and all that. But the problem is that one does not need to rely on such things alone, because one needs to have an open mind. For instance, let's say that you are a trend line trader. Yeah, and the market is just going like this. And then you have a trend here, you have a line. And then each time when the market comes here, you come and you think, oh, I'm going to buy. But then now you are being short-sighted because you are only focusing on the trend line. You are not aware of the market structure. You are not aware of patterns that are playing out in the market. Because now, as a trend line trader, you will be relying on the trend line alone, thinking, oh no, when it comes here, I'm going to buy. Yes, of course, you are right. You could be making money in all these moves up here. Together with putting sells. You can be making money in all these moves. You make money in all these moves. But now, the problem comes whereby you are only relying on the trend. So when you rely on the trend line as the only thing, then you will find yourself in trouble as well when the market now starts showing signs of reversal. Yeah, going sideways. Now you still have your trend line here, and then you still bought here. Yeah, and then now the market starts shooting down. Again. Then how do you then position yourself as a trend line trader in that way? Because now you could have seen that no, the price has went up to this point, and then now they're coming back, and now they broke all this. It's gone. So you see, as a trader, you need to be versatile. As a trader, you need to be open-minded. So use a combination of all these tools, indicators, and everything together just to find your balance in this. Because as a trend line trader, you know that, okay, cool. If this is going to be the last leg whereby they are going to buy, and then from there they're just going to go sideways, which is going to be a double top pattern. You see, if your strategy does not include patterns, then you are missing out on this one, because it's going to be a double top pattern before they start breaking down to this level. And then you know, okay, cool. If they broke this level, then you know that certainly there's going to be a retest of that level. And then now they start going down. As simple as that, right? But what I'm trying to show you is that you can have all this together, but you don't have to focus on one thing and pay attention on one thing. You need to have everything. You can combine everything together to make your strategy work. But your strategy can work if then your strategy has this risk, and it has how and when. So if you have risk, for instance, we're talking about your stop loss and your TP. I know some people, they don't like using stop loss, because you use the stop loss, then market goes against you. Yeah, right? So that's really bad in that way. So if you look at it from that perspective, is that when you use a stop loss, The market takes you out and then it goes your direction after a 15 minutes or 1 hour close of the candle. Then I can imagine that is more frustrating than to blow an account. Of course. But then one needs to ask themselves, what is it that can I do to avoid such? Because sometimes you can enter the market in this level whereby price just shoot down and then immediately they come back to it and they don't hit you out, and then they come back and hit you out and they start going down. So you find, oh no, here there was something that was happening, and you find that no, you entered here and then now they came back and then they closed you out. This mostly happens, and then now price starts shooting down. So you need to ask yourself, what am I gonna do next to avoid such incidents from occurring? Am I gonna place my stop loss? If my entry is here, am I gonna place my stop loss here? It's going to be taken out. Or rather, am I gonna take my stop loss and put it on top of here? So you know, from this to this, it's a big level. So it means your stop loss then it's going to be really big in that way. So your RR, your risk to reward ratio is just going to be all different. But now there are ways whereby you can practice a little bit of patience, because sometimes we have what we call FOMO, which makes us to enter the market earlier. So you find yourself entering the market earlier, and then you have to enlarge your stop loss, whereby the area where you place the stop loss, that's where price is actually going and drop. Yeah, because sometimes when you place your stop loss there, you find that no, that's where price is gonna turn basically. So that's where your stop loss is, that's where your entry is supposed to be. But because of FOMO, fear of missing out, you thought, no, I don't want to be left behind in this trade. So if you can practice a little bit of patience, then you will get things right in that way. So the element of you getting into the market too earlier is just going to surprise you in most cases. So you really need to get a strategy whereby patience is encouraged. Because some strategies, they just throw you into the market whereby price is just fluctuating. It's just fluctuating, and then price is not doing anything at this point in time. Those are the times whereby you need to stay out of the market and not do anything. But then because you want to make a million, just because you see people driving things and having nice materials, you want to have that. No, relax. Because what you should have at the back of your mind is that, no, the market is always moving. The market is not leaving me behind. Let me wait for what I know, basically. And also, you have those people who tell you, like, no, I only trade one pair, for instance. I mean, let me show you this. Like, if you trade one pair, you will find that this pair that you are trading is actually moved. It has actually moved so many pips, and now it has entered into some kind of a consolidation. Then you know that this it's not a good trading environment. So what are you doing in the meantime when this asset has entered into a consolidation? Then you need to stay out, but you find yourself that you will be forcing trades here. You'll be forcing trade, and you are going to see this later, that actually you're supposed to have waited. Maybe this consolidation on the higher time frame is very big, and then it's going to take like 3 days for it to finish consolidating, and then the market starts moving either up or down. In that way, if you have 1 or 2 or 3 or even five pairs that you are watching, then it gives you an opportunity that, okay, cool, while this pair is not ready, I can trade other pairs in the meantime that are actually ready. So that's why when it comes to you having your system and how are you going to use your system, now you need to start doing what we call the top-down the top-down analysis, whereby you are going to start from weekly, and then you go to daily, and then you go to H4, you go to 1 hour, and then you go to 15 and 5. So here you'll be getting everything that you need. Basically, you need the skeleton from these two. You see the skeleton, and then here you get the overall direction here. And then here you're going to get the market direction, and here you can use these two time frames, 5 minutes and 15 minutes, as entries. Basically, here that's where you are looking for your patterns. You are utilizing patterns to actually enter, basically. So you do a top-down analysis and you do a forecasting. You must focus. You must say the market is going to move up or down at a particular time, Is it up or down? So in this way, your system needs to really show you things that you really need to do, basically. So if your system does not include all these things, then you are not going to go anywhere in Forex. So forecasting, it's easy. You just need to focus, and you also need to backtest. So forecasting, you just need to focus, like how they tell weather, it's weather forecast. They are focusing weather that tomorrow it will be 5 degrees, and then sometimes it does not even go to 5 degrees. So it doesn't mean that they were wrong. Not necessarily so. But then focusing is to show that we prepare ourselves for what may come in the market. So if you focus that tomorrow, no, I'm expecting price to go up, then it means you are prepared for the time when the price is going to go up. Then it means you will be ready, and then you will place your buy position at whatsoever price level, and then you are good to go. So that's how your system should be providing such things, So, but this is me briefly talking to you about your system and all that. So make sure that you find a good, workable, suitable system that works for you alone, and then stick to it and learn the parameters of the system. It might be that you just find a whole lot of systems around YouTube. Strategies everywhere. They're all working. It depends if you are willing to give that strategy a chance. So any strategy works as long as it does have these criteria that I've mentioned already. So I hope you've learned a bit from what I've been briefly discussing here, and I'm looking forward to discuss in detail on topics which I've already touched on, because those topics, there's so much to discuss still. There's vast amount of information under psychology, and there's so much information also under strategy as well. I believe that there's so much that we can still talk about, and that will be divided in episodes that will be recorded as time goes by. So for now, I would say to you, try to invest in yourself, in your research and development. Try to buy books, get into right communities, and do the right things that needs to be done. Stop with the mentality of trying to get rich overnight. So from me to you, I love you, and thank you for being faithful and getting up to the end of the video. So can you do me a favor to subscribe and like and share the video to support this channel, and see you on the next episode.